Now in this video, we're going to be doing a taste testing of a batch of hibiscus flower wine that I made 12 months ago. We're going to see if this is any good. Hi, I'm Charles and welcome to DIY Fermentation, your site for doing fermentation on a shoestring budget. Now, the reason why I decided to try and do this wine was that during a number of my live streams, I kept getting viewers who kept saying, well, you ought to make a hibiscus wine. You ought to make a hibiscus wine. Well, okay, eventually I broke down and decided to go ahead and order some of these dried hibiscus flowers and go ahead and see if I can make wine from them. This is only my second effort at making wine out of flowers, my first being elderflower wine, which turned out okay, actually. But it's now time to find out if these flowers were as good as the elderflower flowers. As you may have seen in any of my other taste testing videos, I don't really rely on a lot of pomp and circumstance. It's usually just get right down to it with just a few particulars being noted. And one of those particulars are going to be this. The wine is clear. And I will say this, a couple of things about this. When I finally got around to bottling this wine was a couple of months ago. The wine did not need to be back sweetened. It retained its natural sweetness. So I got the benefit of having a clear wine with no sediment and a naturally sweet wine. And the pouring date on this was 3/20/21. Had an AVB of 8.66%, which is kind of low, but hey, if you're looking for something that's drinkable without a lot of effect, this will do it. And this wine has been pasteurized. Okay. Now, one of these days, I'm actually going to try and do a wine tasting video where I actually go through the entire procedure of properly tasting a bottle of wine. There are a number of excellent videos out there which shows you the entire procedure, but I just don't have a lot of time for that sort of thing. So we're just going to get right to it. Try using the new corkscrew. See if I get lucky this time. I think it can go just a little bit more. All right. Or maybe a little bit less. Okay. All right. Can I get it all in one piece this time? So far looking so good. Yeah. I did it. Okay. It's all in one piece. I think the shorter corks that I've been using might be the reason for that. All right. That first sniff is usually to find out if it's turned to vinegar or something like that before I start pouring a glass. But, all right, there we go. All right. I have the benefit of having two bright lights right here, so that when you see me looking at the color and clarity, it's because I got bright enough lights to be able to see it. But no, it's no sediment. It's perfectly clear. The two really don't smell anything alike at all. Nope, not really. Again, I like the fact that I didn't have to back sweeten it. It's a tad bit on the sweet side. I mean, it's not a dessert wine or anything like that, but it's certainly not dry. It's a tad bit on the sweet side. At 8.66% AVB, you don't get any of the alcohol either during the inhale or on the taste at any point as it goes down. It's not bad. If I had to make an adjustment again, and I found this out with a number of my other wines that I've tasted, is to adjust the acidity downward a notch. So half of whatever I used initially, whether it's half a lemon or a quarter of a lemon. These days I find that just using a simple squeeze of that quarter of a lemon without trying to wring out every possible last little drop might be a better way to go for acidity. I take back what I said about it being sweet. It is sweet, but on the back end, it has a dry taste to it. It tends to dry your tongue out just a little bit. This might taste awfully good as a mead. I think I can say that as a wine, it's workable. The AVB level was kind of low for my taste. If anything, I might adjust the wine yeast, whatever it was that I used, into something that's a bit more aggressive. I think my significant other would definitely enjoy this as is, but I prefer something with just a little bit more kick to it. But if you're just looking for something just to have while watching TV without really worrying about having the effects of the alcohol kicking in and altering the effect of the afternoon or evening, this would be a good wine for that. Yeah, this is not bad. It's not bad. It's not thin. It's not thick. Body is just about right, especially since I once again, did not have to add any sugar to it. Natural sweetness. I can now see, although I think I am going to try it as a mead, I can now see why people, or some recipes that I've seen that are out there, have used hibiscus in conjunction with some other fruit or some other flower. It adds a nice component. So again, I'm going to try something really, very simple. I thought I could do it in under 5 minutes, but I guess that's not going to happen. Keep this video short. This was a relatively inexpensive wine to make. I certainly have enough left over for another batch, and I think I'll end up using this for the hibiscus mead. Give that a shot in a later video. But yeah, overall, I'm not disappointed in this wine at all. Would I recommend you making it? Sure. It seemed pretty simple. So there you go. 12-month taste testing of the hibiscus wine. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys in an upcoming video with something else. Again, please click on that subscribe button. Notify also helps. Patreon support is definitely helpful. Again, Patreon is to help support the channel. YouTube memberships are basically a way of gaining access to certain additional content that is not provided anywhere else. It's again a way to help support this channel, especially to help pay for that mead that I'm going to have to use this to make. So again, once again, last time, see you in the next video.